Hello, I'm Ward Snyder. I want to thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I'm here with an old-time friend from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Hollywood, Florida, Chris Sylvan. We've known each other for almost 59 years. What's very interesting is in my book called Tennis Life, Chris is in the book, a chapter on Chris Sylvan, and I believe you were second in the world serving in 1976, Chris? Or 1977. He beat out Colin Dibley. He came in second place to Scott Carnahan. Now, Chris is going to talk to you about, this is only, what, 47 years later. What was the key to all that power you got then, Chris? And maybe demonstrate your serve almost 50 years later. Okay, Chris, here we go. Okay, Chris, so what was the secret to your great serve? Beside the fact you are 6'4", which helps.
There's several reasons that make a good server. The wrist snap was natural for me, but the motion is so important, and you'll see most of the guys will have some type of motion. They're very different. Into the momentum that'll take me to it. It's hard to do now. So you bounce forward, I would swing back, I would rock my racket a few times till I was ready to go. And then you step up and you jump up into it. And then there's a quick release or a quick serve where you're actually chasing the ball and trying to hit it before it gets to its apex.
Would that be like Roscoe Tanner?
It would be like Tanner. And then ideally, you certainly don't want to throw it past that. Some guys do, they get away with it. But you never want to have a ball dropping on you. And then the toss is important, and amateurs and women have a lot of trouble with the toss, but it's really, you're not throwing the ball, you're just placing it. So I would say you have it like a Coke bottle in your hand. You don't have it this way. It's too hard to control it. And then you just let it out of your hand. Just let it out of your hand. At the same time, as you can see the rhythm of the racket going back. And then you scratch your back, and then you're ready to hit into the net.
And it's effortless power. Also, Chris, talk about grip pressure. How light are you holding this racket on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, first of all, it's in the butt of your hand, so you've got the racket usually
close up on that.
2 inches
Okay.
below.
Yes.
If you hold it here, you can't snap your wrist nearly as
Okay.
easily. And you don't keep holding it there. Then when you get ready to play it, it comes up.
Gotcha.
So you're hanging it over. You've got the server's grip, which is like a backhand grip. This is hard for amateurs to do. You pronate your wrist, hit it flat. You peel the orange on the outside to hit a spin. You spin up on the orange to hit a kicker. And here we go.
One more, and then I have another question.
Now, nowadays I just stand here and hit it.
Are you rocking your weight? Pretty good extension.
Yeah, I'm rocking my weight. And
Okay.
the extension is the maximum of your ability.
Now Chris is going to talk about a few of his secrets, but one of which is the proper grip. And show us the grip, Chris.
It's a backhand grip.
Backhand grip.
Nobody wants to use it. An amateur wants to go like this and just hit it flat because the face is automatically flat. The way to hold it with backhand and pronate it, you got to move your wrist back. So when you're back here, you've dropped your wrist way back. It still can hit it flat, but it's going to spin it, which is going to give you more control. And you're going to hear it like that. You're going to hear it. You cannot do that with an amateur forehand grip. It's not possible.
Is there any simple way
to pronate your wrist back here? Just throw a couple up, just roll around it. And it's not that hard if you do that. If you try and incorporate it in the entire beginning with the coordination of that stroke, it's pretty hard. If you put it behind your back to start with, pronate the wrist back, just roll around the ball, you'll feel what we're talking about.
Okay, now, Chris, I have a question. So between the first serve toss and the second serve toss, tell us what you do differently on the two tosses.
The first serve, you don't need to arch your back. You're standing up tall, you throw it, it's going to bounce in front of you here. The second serve toss, for an advanced player, they have to arch their back and throw the ball backwards so that you can go back and reach it and then impart spin on it. If you throw the ball in front of you and try and spin it, it'll start going out of line. So when you arch your back, that's the second serve, and you take the toss with you. And it's coming back, it's going to bounce back here. You take it with you, and then you roll and hit a spinner, a twist.
But you have to have the proper grip, or you'll never serve like Chris Sylvan.
It's the same grip.
So if you want to read more about Chris Sylvan, get my book called Tennis Life. You can get it on Amazon. I think it's page 185, and you will see a great picture of young Chris hitting an amazing backhand volley. And there's a few other pictures of Chris with his doubles partner at Cal Berkeley, Trey Waltke, right? And Trey's also in my book. So please go get the book. Chris is still a great guy, and 47, 48 years later, the guy can still bring it. Thanks, Chris.